What is going down, good people? Welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this kind of melodic Roddy Ricch style beats. So we're going to be using a guitar, we're going to be using some kind of fluty synth and some hard ass drums. So yeah, let's just dive straight into this one. Make sure that you are subscribed before we get into this video. I actually looked at my analytics the other day. 85% of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. So hit that subscribe button. Yeah, let's just dive into the tutorial. Okay, so for this kind of melodic guitar type guitar type Roddy Ricch beat, I can't speak, but for these kind of beats you want to go with something between like 115 and 125 BPM, something kind of slow. The main aim here is to get a lot of elements within the guitar melody. That's like the key thing for this. So you want to have a nice slow tempo to kind of like have enough space to do that. So the first thing that I went in with was this guitar. Okay, now this looks really complicated and it is kind of complex, but when you have like these building blocks, you can kind of make a melodic beat whenever you want. So the first thing you want to do is get your root notes sorted out. So I'm just going to get rid of all of this. Okay, so ignore these little notes, but these long notes, A, C, F, all these long notes are the root notes of my chord progressions. So once you've got those down first, that's the first thing to do, is get those put in first. When you play it, it should sound like really basic. Okay, as long as you got something that sounds nice like that, then you can start filling it out and making it sound really full. So the way you go about drawing in your chord progression is skip 2 or 3 half steps. One half step, 2 half step, 3. There's 1 key, 1, 2, 3, and draw it in there. And just repeat that logic for every key. So do the same thing for this one. Draw one in there, draw one in there, draw one in there, one in there. And then when you play it back, it sounds nice and full. Next thing you want to do is start, because this is like a melodic guitar melody, you don't want to have too many sounds, you want to have the guitar as the main focus. So putting in your full melody, everything like that, that all kind of needs to be within the guitar sound. So you're going to start filling in the rest of the melody just with some little notes, some sort of gliding notes. And the way you go about doing that is pretty easy, to be fair. It's not overcomplicated. You hear these like melodic guitar beats, you're like, god damn it, how do you make these melodies? They're really not that difficult. So all you want to do is insert some short notes, and most of the time you can just stay within this chord progression. Just take a look at all the keys that you've already got. You can just kind of, you know, put them in spots where you think would sound good. It's really that simple. So I'm gonna fill them in, cut back, and I'll explain exactly what I did. Alright, so as you can see, like now we've got some little keys drawn in. We've got an F drawn in, A, I'm just saying keys, but as you can see, we've got this kind of like additional melody layered on top. And if you sort of go off the logic that I just mentioned, if you just stay within the keys of the chord progression, it makes things a lot easier. So if you take a look, none of the keys within this melody are outside of that range. Now we make these, you might go, oh, but what about these? Okay, well that is an A sharp, there's an A sharp, these are G sharp, there's a G sharp key, there's a D sharp, there's the other D sharp key in the chord progression. All of these notes are within the main chord progression. Makes things so much easier. If you're new to this, it may take some playing around. Some keys don't sound too great in certain spots, but eventually you'll get into the sort of habit of making it sound nice. Now, one trick when it comes to, you know, making that kind of gliding effect, that kind of uppy down effect, you want to go off of one rule, and that is if you were to draw a line between each note on here, it's quite easy in FL Studio because you can see all the notes. If you were to draw a line between each note in the melody, the line should be like a nice free-flowing line. If the line's going up and down and, you know, way down an octave, up another octave, then it's not going to sound nice. Okay, just think about it, it's not going to sound good. So the key thing is just to make it real nice, smooth. Don't, you know, leave too much space between each key. So when you put the whole melody back together, it sounds a little bit like this. Alright, next thing you want to do is you don't have to do this, but I would add some effects to it. So, oh, just by the way, if you guys wanted to know what plugin this is, it's the AGG2. It's the Ample. It's by Ample Sounds. So go to amplesounds.com and look for this guitar. It's an amazing guitar. So like I said, you want to come in and add some effects to it. Now the main effect for a guitar and like the best plugin for especially for a stock plugin that sounds good on a guitar is the Fruity Chorus. And all I literally do is load it up, leave the default preset on there, and just turn down the mix until you get it to a level that sounds nice, you know, within context of the beat you're making. Okay, so here's a preview without the chorus on there. Okay, and now with the Fruity Chorus. Sounds dope, right? It just kind of widens the sound out a bit. It just sounds really nice. But then once you got that, you can kind of start layering the melody up a little bit. Some things that I do on a lot of these type of melodic beats is just record that main melody into a sample, and then once you've done that, then you can start like really playing with it. So all I did with this was knock it up an octave. I pre-recorded this, so I knocked it up a full octave, just dragged the pitch all the way to the top, added some like heavy reverb to it. So yeah, just drag this dry note all the way down and then kick this all the way up, just so you've got like a really like spacey kind of vibe to it. And then I just added some halftime to it, and it really gave it like just a nice sort of spacey, it just fills out the background basically. So here's what that sounds like by itself. Okay, same goes for the other way around. You can just drop it down an octave, do the same thing, add some reverb, add some phaser effects and all that kind of stuff. And these are just really easy ways to layer up the melody. You don't have to make life complicated for yourself. Just literally duplicate what you already have and kind of just affect them in different ways. Makes things a lot easier. Okay, now that was like the main part of my melody. I did add an extra little bit in over here, which kind of comes in during the chorus. And that's just kind of like a little fluty sound that I got from Ravity. But if you take a look, it's really not complicated at all. Just a couple of keys, just something to like perk the listener's ears up a little bit, just to give it, you know, some direction. That's literally it. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the melody. So you just want to have like a really nice chord progression to begin with, then start filling out a sort of main melody on top of that guitar using a guitar, then layer it up, add some nice reverb effects, you know, fill the rest of the melody out, and then add something for the chorus, just some kind of, you know, nice little lead type sound. Now that was like the hardest part. Once you've got that out of the way, the drums are so easy. Like take a look at this beat. I had an 808, a rim shot, and a hi-hat. That is literally it. And the reason why I did that is because there's lots going on with this melody. You know, a lot of the space is taken up with the guitar, so the drums are really just there to give it some bounce, and that's literally all you want to do. So first thing I came in with was a hi-hat. And this sound and all of these sounds are from my drum kit called the Uncharted drum kit. So if you need some super fire sounds, links in the description. Okay, crazy simple. Look, it just repeats every, apart from this little down triplet effect, it just repeats every bar, like literally every bar. So that's a bar, it repeats, that's a bar, it repeats. The next thing I came in with was this rim shot. Okay, just a normal clap pattern. And the last thing was this 808. Now in terms of sound selection, I'd probably just go with the normal plug 808. This is the Jug 808. It's just got a bit more mid section to it. It sounds really nice over these type of beats. This is actually a new sound that I kind of mixed and manipulated. So if you guys want me to put a new drum kit together, just leave me a comment down below. And this is the 808 with the rest of the drums. Okay, now what I want to highlight for this is that the first sort of bar with the 808 needs to be on like a really high octave. Kind of unconventional for a trap beat, but for some reason this just works. If you listen to Yosemite by Travis Scott, a few Roddy Ricch songs, like this kind of high 808 just sounds really nice. Key thing is just to put those high notes in first and then sort of drop down into your 808 pattern. And again, all I've done is follow the root note of the chord progression. So yeah, that is literally the full beat. Obviously I did my name tag in there and like this little riser crash hit. But other than that, that is the full beat. So let me give you a preview of the beat in its entirety, and you can see for yourself how it sounds.
LOB craze.
So my neck, all the spaghetti, hop off a jet, really get rich. Just through the mud, I get a check. Keep sailing around in my best and my chest. Chanel dress, clean up a mess. I eat a flesh, you know the rest. Count up cap a Rolex, shine like the sun. You truly blessed. Tout on protect. In the clip, pull like a Ubity just PBS is on me, got my Gucci super. This a damn in my back, I get used to the Ricks. I'm with the school where they teach you finesse. Try how to drip for the drip, I invest.
Yeah, that is pretty much the whole thing in its entirety. The main key for these beats is the guitar. Like, I'm not going to beat you around the bush. You really got to put in work in the guitar, but if you sort of use those building blocks, it makes things a ton easier. Get that root note sorted, get the chord progression filled out, and then just fill in the rest of the melody using the keys that you already have. But yeah, that wraps up today's tutorial, good people. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Again, if you are the 85% of people that watch these videos and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It really does help, and I really appreciate, you know, all the support. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you guys in the next one.